Okay, this is probably one of my best sales this weekend. And if you guys saw this behind the glass, you would not believe what this sold for. And I got this and I didn't really know how much it would sell for either until I was actually researching it with you guys online. And this is signed by the maker Natalie Silverstein. Turns out that is a really great maker for this copper enamel jewelry. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, aka Lilyworks, and today we have a what sold over the weekend video. These videos are great if you are just getting started in reselling jewelry, or you have been selling jewelry for a long time, or you want to see what's hot in jewelry collections or just the reseller market. They're just really good learning opportunities for you guys. So I will first show you guys the jewelry, and then I'll show you some shoes and some belts and things like that, and let's go show you the orders. Okay, you guys, we have some bundles going out, so I'm hoping that as I keep ramping up my store, more and more jewelry bundles will be going out. I also started a new coupon that you get 20% off eBay if you purchase 3 or more items. So maybe we'll see some sales from that new coupon. All right, let's start again here. This is a brass and wax coated leather. It looks very brutalist, masculine, India type bracelet. And we see these kind of bracelets kind of often. But when you Google Lens it, it actually comes up as the designer Alexis Kirk. So Alexis Kirk can sell for some good money. I got some, I think, pierced earrings or maybe clip-on earrings that look very 1980s higher end earrings as well by Alexis Kirk. But yes, this cuff specifically does pretty well on the resale market, and this one sold for $39.99, and I got it in a Shop Good Lot for $1. This one sold right away, I would say within hours, and it's a bit of a conundrum. It kind of looks newer, but it's also not. It looks older. You can just tell from how it's made, the wear, the construction, the plastic beads, the enameling. So I put Egyptian Revival in my description because this looks like an upside down lotus flower, and it has these little dangles. There was very similar, I would say almost the exact necklace was by the designer Park Lane, and there was a couple other designers that had the same style, this upside down lotus Egyptian Revival type style, 1960s or 70s ish. And yeah, this one was unmarked, so I couldn't attribute it to anybody, but it sold right away for $21.99, and I got it from my neighbor for about $1.50. I bought another huge lot from her. All right, this one is a Napier bangle. It's very lovely. It has these little etched flowers and leaves. When you open it, somewhere, maybe here, when you open the hinge, wherever it is, it might be on this side, yes. When you open it, there is a bar that is in, that kind of slides out. So it's in the middle, it slides out. And it says Napier right there on this little bar. Sometimes if you find bangles like that, you might get lucky and it might say, 18 karat gold or gold filled or something like that. So these are always a type of bracelet to do a little bit more digging into. This one was a Napier, sold for $22. I picked it up at the antique store for $5. All right, this is my last Matryoshka Russian folk art pin that I have. They all sold, and this one sold for $13. on eBay. So I have no more left. I think I might actually have some for my girls. I bought them for them at like an ethnic or fair trade or something store. But yeah, this one sold for $13. I paid about $1 in a Shop Goodwill lot. Okay, this is probably one of my best sales this weekend. And if you guys saw this behind the glass, you would not believe what this sold for. And I got this, and I didn't really know how much it would sell for either until I was actually researching it with you guys online. And this is signed by the maker Natalie Silverstein. Turns out that is a really great maker for this copper enamel jewelry. This one sold for $90 and I paid $4.99 at Salvation Army. So yeah, definitely a bolo. Be on the lookout for. All right, here is a bundle. This one is like a natural stone bundle going out. These are both like natural stone chip necklaces. This one sold, this one is the lapis lazuli, so it's the blue stone with the gold speckles. This one is the rutilated quartz. You can see that it has like black lines running through it right there. So those are the rutilated quartz. And then this one is called moss agate. See the little moss green flecks in there. And this one's most likely from the 1970s-ish vintage. So this like natural stone bundle is going out for $36.50 on, it sold on eBay, and my cost of goods was around $2 for this bundle. This, I had no idea what these were. I had to Google Lens them. So they are like pins, tacks. They have like all these pins on them. These are actually U.S. Army Corps collar pins, and they all mean something different. I put them in a bundle. They sold for $9 on eBay, and I got them in a Shop Goodwill lot for around $1. This is one of those necklaces that I'm really fond of. Like around 1970s, and you guys might have seen me pick this up from the antique store for $4.40. And it has all these multi-chain layers going on with this like pendant thing. And I believe Goldette makes necklaces like this, I believe. This one's unsigned, but it did sell for $24.99 and I paid $4.40. This is a bundle going out. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have 3 different shoe clips going out. You guys remember the shoe clip jars that I unjarred with you guys? I listed them and these 3 sold. So I think this one was my most popular as far as watchers go. It has like this metal textured gold in the middle and then fabric bows. This one is fun. It's very like dimensional. Has good height to it. These rolled rosettes fabric. And then this one was the D''OR. So not like Christian Dior, but it's Door or something. So these are kind of like a Aztec Southwestern style faux stone. Also in the bundle are these 1928, there we go, 1928 dangle like faux onyx earrings. You can tell the 1928 by the swirling on the back. I also have this swirling in the Maker's Mark file I have in our jewelry group on Facebook. So if you forgot what it looks like or want to compare, I do have that swirling in the file. And then lastly, we have these 1980s swirl enamel door knocker style earrings. Bundle sold for $62 and my cost of goods was around $5.50. All right, we have another bundle going out. I think this bundle might be going to a viewer. I think. If you guys are viewers, let me know. Let me know like when you're purchasing, like, hey Rachel, actually, Yeah, someone just did that, but they didn't purchase yet. But yeah, I really like it when I know if you're a viewer or not. Some people I know, like for sure, because you've been a repeat buyers and you've already let me know. But yeah, so I think this is a viewer, I'm guessing. And if you are, thank you. The reason I want to know is I want to thank you, basically. So these I actually picked up from the flea market for, I think, 50 cents. And of course, they're cloisonne. And then I looked on the back, and the backings are marked Avon. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to Google Lens them. And they actually did come up as Avon. So Avon did make some cloisonne earrings. And these were in the bundle. These blue abalone shell heart earrings. They did not test as sterling, but those are lovely and cute. And then we have these interesting, like, enamel. Do you guys see? One side is pink, one side is red. It's very faint, but it makes it kind of interesting. It's like a thick enamel coating on metal. So these all sold for $31. My cost of goods was around $2.50. All right, blue Monet studs. Those are in my collection upstairs. I'm going to have to put them on the screen for you to see. But I did take a best offer of $16. They're just lovely blue color. I really like the color. That's why they're in my collection. And they sold for $16. I paid around $1 in a Shop Goodwill lot. All right, continuing on, we have more gold tone clip-on earrings. I do this often when it's not marked. When clip-on earrings are not marked, and they feel high quality, like you're surprised that they're not marked, I will actually put high quality in the title. And then they do sell. I'm not sure if that's the reason that they sell, but I feel like it helps, right? So these sold for $12.99 on eBay, and I got them in a jewelry jar for around 50 cents. This was a lovely and surprising sale. I picked this one up for $5 at the antique store because I don't see this bright orange too often as far as vintage jewelry. So this is most likely 1960s rhinestone. This is also Japan, where it's the metal is orange on the back. So this one actually sold for $40. Look at that really great layering and height. Not marked, but sold for $40 on Etsy. After shipping, my earnings were $36.19, paid $5. Okay, these I also paid up for. Couldn't resist. I sometimes, that's probably something I really need to like tweak as far as my reselling business goes, is if I see things for a decent price and I know I can make a profit, I will like buy it because I want to have it. And I want to be able to resell it. And then, like, fortunately for me, it does end up selling for profit. But like, for instance, for Monet, I paid $5.99 for some Monet earrings. I probably should put a limit on like what I'm willing to pay for Monet earrings, but you know, whatever. Like, I thought these were really cool Monet earrings, and they're very geometric, door knocker, black enamel, fun. They sold for $35 on Etsy. After shipping, my earnings were $31.03. Okay, again, we have these unmarked, and they're matte gold, like snail swirl domed earrings. And again, like they just feel like really nice quality. Do you know how, I'm trying to think, I think Monet and Trifari do this, where it's like hinged clip-on, where it's like really comfortable. Yeah, these have that, and they're not marked. So they did sell for $23 on Etsy, and after shipping, my earnings were $19.19, and I got them in a Shop Goodwill lot for 25 cents. All right. This one, you guys, so some Eisenberg is unmarked, and that's where Google Lens can really come in handy. Now, don't go Google Lensing all your clear rhinestone earrings and think that they're all Eisenberg. Like, that's probably not going to be the case, but this one's pretty specific, and yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. So I actually had this, like, I I had it in bin V right here. So when I go through my notes, I put like which bin it is in. So this one was in brooch bin V. I'm looking in there, not in there. Looked in all my brooch bins, not in there. And then I'm like, where could this be? Sometimes if I feel like something is expensive, I will put them and hide them in these drawers to protect them. Yeah, you guys, I know. It was one of those things where I'm like, get it together. That's what I did. So this one sold for $35. And after shipping, my earnings were $31.34. I got that in a high bid lot for $1.50. We have a Coro set. This is a set that I purchased from my church friend Anita. She was selling at the flea market. These she was selling for $5. It's just a lovely, like, matte silver, I don't know, kind of looks like seaweed, honestly. It's a demi-perure, so 2 pieces in a set. These sold for $28 on Posh, and I paid $5. This actually, I actually thought these were coral. They're not coral, but they're really lovely. They're the white enamel, another demi-perure brooch and earring set, clip-on earring set. This one sold for $24 and I paid $5 again. All right, this one, it's a gunmetal gray multi-strand necklace. It's more modern. This, I believe, is called a box chain, where it looks like it's a box or a cube. And it has rhinestones interspersed throughout it. So yeah, more modern, more trendy. And so I did end up listing it. It's like has some good weight to it. Sold for $17.99 and I paid about $1 in a Shop Good lot. This one I probably should not have listed. I've had it for a very long time. This is actually by the brand Laura Ashley, and it's kind of like the memory wire necklaces that we all don't like to store or list because they bend so easily. Yeah, so this is like animal print, and it says right there Laura Ashley on the tag. Finally sold for $9.99. Probably won't list something like that again just because it takes so long, and it doesn't bring me particularly a lot of joy. Like, animal print is just not my thing. Like, I'd much rather like holding on to, let's see, maybe like these or unmarked like high quality vintage, just because that's more my thing. So yeah, I'm glad those sold. Another thing that I'm like, why? So this is a hand painted keychain. And I believe this is like a horn. This probably came from like a tourist souvenir shop, Africa, something. But it finally sold on Mercari for $8, and I paid 50 cents at an antique store. This was actually probably less than 50 cents. This is where you like picked 20 things for like $2 or something ridiculous. It was a big bin, and you just kept pulling stuff, and I was like pulling stuff that I thought might sell. So there we go, and that is my jewelry sales for this weekend. I will put my earnings up on the screen for you guys. All right, who is ready to look at shoes? And I actually still haven't listed shoes, but we have 4 pairs of shoes going out. Yay, and actually we have some good profit, so stay tuned. You guys might be surprised at how much some of these things sold for. So, okay, let's get into these right here. These are some Coach sandals. I saw these for $5.99 or $6.99? Yeah, $6.99 at the Goodwill. Just sitting there, and you can't really tell that they're Coach until you take a closer peek on these jelly footbeds, Coach, right there. And then they're like brand new. They have the sticker still on them. So these actually sold for $60 on Mercari, you guys, right? That was a good pickup. Okay, you guys might remember when I went to the Goodwill bins. I think it was my last video that I was at the Goodwill bins, and I shopped with you guys. You might see some beads in here because this is where I was sorting piles of jewelry. So let's just, there we go. Okay, so Blondo Blondo boots are a really great brand to pick up, especially this time of year. Listing them, they are made in Canada. They're typically waterproof, warm, high quality. So I picked these up for around $2. They sold for $40. Okay, next we have these Dansko clogs. Be careful with your Dansko clogs. I think a lot of resellers kind of stopped picking them up so much anymore because they can look absolutely perfect brand new. Then if you don't do the bend test and your buyer starts wearing them, they will start to fall apart. So you want to really bend it, which I can't do with one hand, but you want to really bend it to make sure that they don't crumble, because Danskos are known, if they're not stored in the right conditions, the soles will dry rot. So be careful with that. But these sold for $29 and I paid around $2 at the bins. These were one of those liquidation sites, which is, I think, new without tags. It's called NWOT, and you can buy liquidation lots from that website. I actually have done 2 or 3 different unboxings from them. I do recommend them if you do shoes or if you do clothes, or I think they've even had new jewelry, but I would not recommend it because they were sugar fix and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm just basically making my money back on these. These were some of the lower end boots that I listed because my cost of goods per pair of boot were, I think $14.40 per pair of new boot. But I got Born boots that I can list for $90. I got tons of other styles and brands of boots that are much higher for sale. And I've already sold a lot. So I would do it again. It's just, I don't know, it's not as fun as going out and shopping for jewelry and shopping for hard goods and just, I guess, shopping for yourself. So yeah, so these finally sold for $24. And yeah, so these are just by the brand Journey Collection, not a Bolo brand, but these are a cute style. Okay, you guys, are you ready for my hard good? Yes, I think this is my 3rd or 4th one of these guys that I have sold. He's my last one. He is a pig doll. I got these when I was doing the bins challenge. I believe it was the bingo bins challenge that, what is her name? Bolo Buddies. She was doing a bins bingo challenge. This was my weird item or something like that. I bought 3 or 4. And then this is the last one to sell. So he sold for $9.99 and I paid around 50 cents because the bins go by weight. So there's that guy. All right. Lastly are my belts and accessories. I have 1 belt and I have a scarf. I'm anticipating more belt sales because I just listed about 10 belts today. I'm going to be listing more, and ties and things like that. So once I start listing something, I usually sell, maybe a week later, I sell a bunch of things within that category. So we have this Brighton belt. There we go. It's reversible. You can just tell by looking at the buckle that it is Brighton. And usually it will say Brighton with a little tag, or it will have the Brighton numbers. You just look up the numbers and Google Brighton and then the numbers. And it should pop up when it's a reversible belt. But this one sold for $35 after shipping. My earnings were $30.80 and I paid $2.99 at the bins. And the last thing that's going out is this Karl Lagerfeld Paris scarf. I am not doing that again. So I've come to realize that one of the reasons Karl Lagerfeld brand has gone down is because it's being sold at places like Burlington. I decided to try this buying this Karl Lagerfeld scarf for $3.99 and trying to flip it. It's called retail arbitrage. When you buy it at a department store, try to flip it. And it finally sold for $26 on Posh. I have one more left. Someone go buy it. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that flip. And honestly, it really doesn't bring me joy. So there's that one. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are doing well with your listing and your sales. I am going to challenge you guys. Make a goal for yourself. What is your goal? I have been inspired by another reseller. Her name's Carrie, and she says she lists 20 jewelry items a day. Granted, she might have more time than me, but I'm not sure, because I also found out that she has 400 sheep on her property, and she owns like this big sheep farm, and it looks fantastic, and I want to go visit it. So she says she lists at least 20 items a day, and her sales are phenomenal. And you guys know, like, it could take a while for jewelry to start selling. Like, you need to build up a bigger inventory base to have more bundles and regular sales and things like that. So I usually like to list around like 10 to 15-ish per day, at least 10. Like, for like the last 3 years in my mind, it's always been like 10. When I was working as a teacher, my goal was always like 3 at least. Like, try to get your 3. And now that I'm like a little bit more flexible, my goal is always try to get 10. And so some days I can do a lot more than that. But she does 20. Her goal, her baseline is 20. So for this week, try to give yourself a goal. 3 is good. 1 is even good if you're doing it every day. You can also do this thing where you are taking pictures. Like, say you take 10 pictures in a row, but you know you're going to be busy like that whole week. Try to like save it in your drafts. Research. So I will even take pictures of the things with measurements. I will take pictures of my notes, just so that I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything with that piece. It can go right into my inventory, and I could be at the line at the grocery store on my phone and putting in a listing, because I have it already there. All my pictures are already taken care of. So that could be a way to help you. And I'm really thankful that like a job like reselling can be flexible enough to like squeeze into those little time slots throughout the day if I need to. So anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you're out there thrifting so you can live generously. And yeah, leave me a comment down below. Give yourself a goal. What is your goal? This week, my goal is going to be 15 a day. Ooh, that seems hard. That seems like a really hard goal, but set your goal, try to keep to it, and you will see the results in a couple of weeks from you guys consistently trying to maintain that goal. So I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.